joining me. What a stream we're going to have for you tonight, guys. So much to get stuck into. If you're a member of the channel, you'd have been on the little stream we did last night. If you are a member and you haven't seen it, it's still there, available to watch. Still some good data and info there for you. Some of you guys will have been quite familiar with some of the names we got today. Some of the ones we did identify haven't got a card yet, so I was kind of saying this privately in like DMs and stuff, but I think there'll be another wave of these cards. If you remember the way MLS, I think MLS has had 2 waves of cards, if memory serves me right. And you know, this is a smaller league, but equally, like it's been kind of discussed everywhere today. It feels like it's about the strength of the Challenger region and the difficulties and hurdles it may have or not have now. You know, so I think a lot of people won't have noticed that because people haven't probably went through like the team lists and all that kind of thing to the same extent that we did, at least anyway, initially this morning. And now as you start to scout out, you start to go, oh, there's a midfielder missing from there, where's that defender, where's that guy, oh, and then you can realise we don't really have the full shilling in terms of the allotment of cards you would expect to get from this licence. So a lot of the prices are quite high now. I was tempted to go for a few of them, if you remember on the stream last night, if they were going dirt cheap. I was expecting them to be met with disdain. That's what I was kind of thinking, as people were like, what, Austria? And like not really look, and then the stats wouldn't be readily available and you may be able to pick something up. But all those things kind of happened, but just a much lesser extent and much shorter time period than I was kind of hoping for, I suppose. There's definitely some cards, and I'm still watching a few of them. You know, we'll probably reference that in the stream tonight. You know, just smash my favourites on. You can see who I favorited from last night that we've got, at least anyway. Not all of them are available now. You'll miss some from earlier, and I'm sure there'll be more that will get released in the coming days. But we're actually leaving a really exciting game week behind, and it's full of stories, as it always is, guys. It's always full of stories. You'll know the headline story of Victor versus Joseph, but there's a bunch of other ones that are flying about here as well, and I'm actually really gutted with the game week, but wait till you see the prizes. I am gutted, but see, when I look at this, I'm like, how can I be gutted? It's not right, you know. It's a good place to be. I'm also, when I'm on Sorare, I'm planning on spending a bit more time on Sorare data to kick us off. I'm also going to go through, like I always do, of course, and do the Sorare Data League, the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl. I'll bosh them out, and what I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to take a little step back. I sold my Kubo Super Rare today for 0.13, right, which for a Super Rare I think is a very modest rate, and especially for a guy that's like a known starter. He's a midfielder who's listed as a forward, so that has its positives and benefits, pluses and minuses, I beg your pardon, and depending on your opinion, your standpoint, and your needs, you know, a card of that has a varying value. So anyway, when I sold that, I kind of looked at my balance. I'm just over her. I'm just got past the half ETH mark, and I was thinking, I wonder how long it's taking me to kind of build that now. I have done some trades and stuff like that, but what I'm going to do is look at my rewards and see the ones that I've sold recently, and just kind of see, like, over, you know, we're at the beginning of August, so kind of look at July and think, how well did we do in July? Because July was a really big month. You know, I bought the Hassel specifically for it, and I had a load of other MLS Super Rares that I think did quite well, and you know. But I do have this recurring theme on the streams of being like, oh, we're so close to the big time. And normally when you get that feeling, you're not winning at all. You know, if it's like an accumulator you've put on or something like that. This is not a deliberate tie-in, it's just all kind of spilling out my mouth at once. Then you've come home with nothing. But when you're that close to like hitting a big run of prizes or something, and it just slips away from you, quite often is the case, you're still in a pretty good position, you know. Scaling your own situation into consideration, of course. So we'll get stuck into that. There's a bunch of you in the live chat. Thanks a lot for joining us. We've got 20 guys here already. If you could do me a huge favour and smash the like button, it means a huge amount to me. You've got no idea. So thanks very much for all the support we've got in the channel. We had a good count as well in the members chat last night as well. So again, all you guys with support. One of you gave me a great idea on a stream recently. I can't remember what it was, but it was like the icons. I can make them anything I want, really, little emojis. So on my board, and every time I look at it, I think, right, that won't take too long. I'll do that soon. I'm going to turn all them into Sorare cards, and it'll be ones for my club. I'll make it ones for my club and kind of have a wee kind of thing. So that'll be cool. That should be fun. Watch out for that. I've also, as well, by the way, I got a DM this week, guys. I got a DM from Fiorentina, blue tick and everything, the official club, and I was like, what? Couldn't believe it. And it was like, they're reaching out to me about an NFT project. I retweeted it. There was a Spaces open the other night. If you were around and vaguely interested, it's a good opportunity to come into. I'm not like associated with them in any way or anything like that, but they just reached out to me. It's a really cool project, and like, you know, it sounds really cool, you know, and I'm not going to blab about that. But that was an exciting thing. I'm actually waiting for like some sort of drop. I'm going to get like a Fiorentina like, top thing. You know, it's really hard to explain. So if that happens, I might just do that on stream. It depends how easy it is. So yeah, that might happen as well. Who knows? And then we'll pick the SO. We'll also be picking SO5 lineups as we always do. I've got a good spread already. I had to make some rejigs obviously after some of the events of the last game week, and we'll kind of come across that. I am still open to suggestion. I've got this kind of feeling when I set my teams earlier on. I was like, something's just off. Like, it just really doesn't feel like normally I'm deploying these teams. I'm thinking, yeah, that combo makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And even when, yeah, anyway, so I don't really have that feeling with what I've put together so far. So hopefully you guys can help me out with that. Even if it's before deadline and you're watching this after we've been live, just smash it in the comments section. I check that kind of, you know, quite often after the live stream to see if there's any comments that do come in. And if there's anything you want to add to the chat and the party, then by all means feel free to do so. Yeah, so without any further ado, guys, let's just get stuck right into it. This is game week 189. We are finishing 9th, and we are also finishing 15th in the special weekly. So that means we are set up to be taking home 2 tier 3 super rares and 0.02 ETH, which ain't too shabby at all. So I am pretty chuffed with that, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, it feels like a really weird kind of loss of a game week. I've just kind of set my screens up and everything. I got a great little system on the go last night, and I managed to replicate it well. So I'm going to come back to you guys in the chat again. Sorry. So this evening we have Mikey Basson is in the house. So Rare Value, good to see you back. Misaki as well, good to see it as always. Shrewsbury Wolf, Josh Forth. Fist bumps to you boys as well. Absolute horror story midweek for you. Mine's was, I've got horror stories all over the place, but they're kind of funny, some of them. Shrewsbury Wolf, I'm doing pretty good. 2 tier 3 super rares. I just sold a Kubo who was a tier 3 super rare as well. You know, I think we're in a pretty good spot now for not quite, you know, hitting that 180, you know, whatever it may be. Keepers went for stupid prices again, 500 plus for some already. Well, we did speak about some of them. There's like 2 or 3 that are really worth having. I think the best guy that we identified definitely went for good money today. Non-stick Llama, good to see you. Mark Hodgson, Jesper, I'm getting stuck into these fist bumps, haven't I? The Shrew, Stephen McDonald, boom, and XMK, my man. Fist bump to you too, my boy. Now we're also picking up a bit of ETH now. The All-Star D4, actually, I'll just do what we normally do, guys. I'll just run through the teams, okay? But yeah, we'll start off with D2. We're looking at 9th. It says it's 100% complete, which is fine. Matarita got an adjustment because he was not at 68. I think he was at like 56 or something like that. But he got an adjustment somehow. I'm not too sure. Maybe in the clean sheet getting added potentially. Not too sure. But Matarita came in with another big score, and this is a tier 2 super rare that I won right back in December or something. And you know, it's good to see that ticking along with the Slavic that I bought donkeys ago. He had a great game week, and they too have basically managed to prop up the Medina kind of not really turning up. And Larson being the captain was a bit of a letdown, you know, like Larson's score by itself is more than acceptable and workable with other things around it, but having that as your captain is kind of like, oh, that's a 50, you know, you really want it to be one of these dark green colours that's a captain. So we missed that this game week, and we're 56 points off of a tier 2. I don't think it was a captain choice I could have made that would have made a difference to that, looking at that now. And Medina, what did Medina? I think he got a big chance missed or 2 or something. I think it's funny. I was listening to Laird. It wasn't the one he did today, but it was the last one, and he said Medina was a walking big chance missed. He didn't have any. Oh, penalty area entries, 1 contest. I wonder why he's not getting that many points. Oh, minutes played 67. So if he gets 90 minutes, he probably gets much closer to that kind of Larson score and that kind of difference in points with a captain choice potentially. And Joseph, as you know, gets sent off. So his decisive score was only 60. So if that's like breaking news to your new information, right, what happened was Joseph scored a goal, won a penalty that was converted, and then gets sent off. So you move up twice, and then the red, you know, it just kind of nullifies one of them, which is still actually worked out really well for me. It's a good system. It's the first time I've kind of felt it in that respect, and that kind of ladder movement that it works with. But imagine he didn't get sent off like most other forwards. You know what I mean? Maybe we could have, you know, we were quite close to a if button a maybe here with the front three really. Even though Joseph still brought in a great score, it was just really the captain and the midfielder bringing in a yellow at D2 is just not going to cut the mustard really. All-Star D3 was a good run out, but again, look at this. Wanyama, see, every time he plays a really good game, he gets booked or he does something, and he has, like, whenever he has a good all-round score, his decisive gets killed somehow. You know, it's just bad coincidences. But it's those kind of heated games, and maybe, I don't know, I say it's like a booking, or I don't know the full ups and downs. I've forgotten it all long ago. But a double, you know, he's getting in, making passes and tackles and dribbles and all that kind of stuff. But the sent off, you know, brings him down. So he'd have got another 20 points. So he'd have been walking out with a 60 from the match he played, you know, which would have been a great score. That would have been an extra 20 and a third. So an extra 28 points. Gets it down to 20. Vela being captain. Oh, sugar. Vela did okay, but again, with Vela's run, the form, I can't grudge him a 48, I really can't. So hey ho, it is what it is. Nubo did okay. So that wasn't too far away from something again, but we're kind of asking for a bit. Just didn't really get any big scores out of that team. But again, it's nice that they're all congregated and they're not like polluting another team, you know. That's always nice when that happens. We got a DCS in goals. That was a gamble whether that was going to happen or not, but we never got Sunjic in, which I just didn't see coming, which makes me a wee bit trepidatious of him, because we get Zelarayan with a goal, we get Furuhashi with a goal, and I think he got a big chance missed. He did, yeah. Because I seen it, it was like 3 yards out, and they just went to scalp it, and he went right flying over the bar. I was like, shit, man, there it goes. So, but good night for Furuhashi, and really much looking forward to it. I've not watched the press conference yet with Ange Postecoglou, but I think you'll also talk about Furuhashi. It'll be interesting to see where he sees him positionally, because he was like centre forward, and I thought he was going to be like left wing attacker, like Scott Sinclairish. And Larson we've already seen. Champion America. Now, I must say, guys, it is one of those days for the club. I've made a trade, right? I've made a trade. I need to get the soundboard ready. I have made a trade, okay? Yeah. So Eric Lopez is now no longer with the club. I've done him in a trade. I'll show you what card I've got. You've maybe seen it if you're on the stream the other night. But he goes with a heavy heart to Apelex of Germany here, SG Apelex. We've got him for a quarter of a coin, and in his time at the club, it helped us towards winning a Yannick Van Osch and a Sam Vines that I've sold for 0.09 or 0.08. It was one of those two figures. You know, so the Van Osch I'm keeping, of course, but you know, could be sold for about a fifth of a coin. And the Eric Lopez, just for the chat of Almada, and I'm hearing the other guy from Lille, just see him kind of going down the pecking order. And the guy we managed to pick up, by the way, oh, what's this? I've got a wee notification. We got a wee direct offer. Oh, Zeno Van Hoosen was not sold. I thought it was sold there for a second. But this is who we picked up, guys. The one, the only.
Here comes a mighty warrior.
There we go. Dejan Joveljic. Just signed for the Galaxy. Under 23 striker. Limit print. I think there's like 24 rares or something like that. One super rare. And you know, it's a super rare for a rare. Yeah, sure, I'll give you that. But until this guy gets an MLS card, which isn't out of the question. I've been involved in new faces auctions as well. I know it's not out of the question he gets an MLS card. I'm not too concerned with that. I'm quite happy in this situation. I've done this repeatedly. It doesn't always pan out, as you'll remember with Key. He's been the biggest kind of backfire on this kind of strategy. But the exclusivity period, like, that's worth money to me. It really is. You know, if there's only 24 of these Joveliches, not many of them have the LA Galaxy cards I've got. Never mind the MLS cards that I've got. Never mind the under 23 cards I've got. You know, so a guy like that really makes a big difference to me, because under 23 forward at a team like the Galaxy, the way they're built now, you know, it's one of these things. It's just kind of creeped up on me how many Galaxy players I've got. I've got 5, right, and they're all belters. And Joveljic has even counted. Leggett, Grandsir, Cabral, Efra, all super rare, and Chicharito. You know what I mean? So throwing Joveljic in amongst this, Cabral and Efra are both under 23 with Joveljic, so that's like a trifecta of pain for all of you guys that will be in under 23s trying to fight these guys. Leggett and Grandsir should be ballers at global level as well if I wanted to do that, or Americas. So plenty of options, great trade, happy to do that. Obviously, you know, I've got the chances that when Chicharito's fight he might not play as much. That's a negative to him potentially, but when I've watched the Galaxy this year, I have seen them play 4-4-2 a lot, and Efra was playing like second striker, and then when Cabral came into the team, he's been playing it. So wouldn't be surprised if Vanny went 4-4-2 as well. But yeah, Eric Lopez, we bid you adieu. You DNP'd on me this game week, and it will be the last time you do so. But you did serve the club admirably, and we wish you all the best in the future. Efra turned up with a bang, got a goal. Lewis Morgan, nothing as usual. Kemar Lawrence, I think he got booked or something. Maybe even sent off. Oh, shit, I pressed the wrong thing again. But yeah, his score was affected by something. I'm not really too bothered actually. His all-round score was terrible. Yeah, he did get booked and not done much else positive. Miles Robinson was a punt. Johnny Russell backfired, but Gadi Kinda knew he was going to have a good game. Gadi Kinda is a great card. If you can get him cheap, he is a great little card if he's fit and he's playing. Especially now that Busio's out, Kinda's only going to play more, and he's solid. 67 in this game. I keep clicking on the fucking score of the match rather than the score of the player. That's what's pissing me off there. Austrian league holders. Pires, what did you pick up? Let me know. Thanks for joining us, pal. Evan, good to see you. Bob, good to see you. Medina very rarely gets 90 minutes, unfortunately, just like Lionel. Yeah, you are quite right there, Bob, but especially the times where it's like the 60th minute or something he's coming off, he'll have a decisive at his pocket already. When he gets subbed that early, when he's not already bagged his decisive, that's a pain in the backside. Yeah, Slovak, no clean sheet, Misaki, with that 62. That was just good performance from the big man. Bob Flynn, I think I've gave you one. There you go. Woody Baggies, good to see you, my man. Back in the house here for the Snoddy Love, I'm sure. Jesper Scott, good to see you too. I think I've gave you fist bumps already. But Gadi Kinda, guys, cannot recommend the guy highly enough. No, I'm not selling mine. If you want to pay me something to sell it, of course I'd sell them, but you'll be able to get somebody else to sell one cheaper than I will, so go and get somebody else's. This was quite close as well. 95 points, just nobody really turned up. Just a lot of low scores, but they all played. That's the first hurdle you've got to jump, so hey ho. And this one, guys, honestly, see before Parks get sent off, like this team was like second or something. Like I was top 3 for ages in this division, and it really hurts that because the Galaxy match, there was a few in British time, there was a few 3 AM and half 3 kind of kickoffs later on. So when the New York game was happening, also it wasn't a full complement of cards scored. But when Parks gets sent off, man, it was downhill from there. We're still in 15th. We're going to be on a tier 3 Super Rare. There's no opportunity to catch up that 25 points with any lucky Opta adjustment. Matt Turner and Kessler turned up big time. They are very much becoming. I've called Turner in the past MLS All Black. I can't really call Kessler MLS Trippier, but if the glove fits, if the glove fits. Mason Toy with his goal, he's in good form and good fettle. That was good to see. But again, for to be carrying a captain who gets sent off and pulled in 28 points, no multipliers, to still finish 15th due to those two guys at the back and Mason Toy, my wee cheeky goal machine. Thank you, Hendo, for the tip on Mason Toy when we got him way back in the good old days of he's been whatever price. So very storied, a very busy game week. A lot of the decisions I made and the selection choices I think paid off. I think a lot of my hits came together. The Sunjic, we're 33 points here off of a tier 3 in global, which is the most densely populated division. If we got where we've been getting out of Sunjic, which was around the 60 marks, we could have broke the top 100. And in global all-star D4, that is an achievement. You don't necessarily win a great prize as a result of it, but it's still admirable. By all means, if you can get into the prizes, number one, never mind. The top 100, top 50, top 25. That's definitely something to be proud of in my book. And yeah, so go into this game week with a lot of optimism. Now, first thing we're going to do, first and foremost, I think we'll have a bit of fun first, right? We're going to go and look at the prizes I've won so far, right? Kessner or Turner? Kessner or Turner? Turner sounds funny, but it'll be harder to say. So 5 stats we want to look at, don't we? Right, okay. So highlight kept players so we can see everyone we sold. Right, okay, so Vines, will this tell me how much I sold them for? Hope it does, it makes things easier. 0.08 I sold the Vines for. Right, so that's cool. Will I get a wee calculator on the go? I think I might. Let's get a wee calculator on the go. You can count at home if you want as well, kids. Right, so I got 0.08 for the Vines. Okay, I can live with that. That was a good trade. It's confirmed now he's going to Antwerp, so if you bought him early. Kubo went for 0.13 today. You can check that yourself. I think we've seen it already anyway. Eduardo was involved in a trade, I think, so I don't think I'll be counting him towards any sort of P&L achieved within the month of July. Because I'm pretty sure... Oh no, I sold him in conjunction with Higuain for 2.6. And how much was he making up of that? I think, where do we have Higuain? It was like 1.14, 0.12, 0.13. So let's say the Eduardo, we're getting the same as the Super Rare Kubo, 0.13. Okay, now he's a high end scorer in Asia. He's likely to play, just not get any thrills or anything like that around like U23 or likely to transfer or whatever. But solid scorer, Sogan Tosu. Still got Okamoto. Peacoat, I think we sold him, didn't we? What happened to him? I sold him. I'm sure I sold him. I think barely remember winning him. Peacoat, multiplayer deal to Pavel. Where did I get from Pavel? Can I see that deal? Oh, cool. Okay, I swapped him for Palaversa. So I'm not going to count that again. That was just a nice wee trade. Did I give him some ether as well? Fuck knows. Calvin Harris, somebody bought off me as well for 0.1, I think. Yeah, 0.1 plus 0.1. Again, I'm not selling things for stupid prices, guys. You know, I think you'll see here, as long as I'm ripping anyone off or anything. Some great prices on these cards. Lee Chung Yong. Oh, did I maybe throw Lee Chung Yong and Peacock, some of those guys at Pavel? Rewarded. No, I sold him. Huh. Oh, what was that? Oh, right, okay, let's get 2.13, so I just need to check. So plus, what did we get him for? 15th? Or 1/5, whatever. Plus, right, okay. Who did we have before Lee Chung? And again, you guys will be able to see a wee bit more detail. I'm just trying to look at. Oh yeah, 0.1 was the Calvin Harris. Plus 0.1. Plus, okay. We've still got all these other guys, of course. Brad Smith, we sold him, didn't we? Or was he part of that trade, maybe? I can't remember. Palaversa, I'm sure. No, I sold him as well. 0.024. Cool. Brad Smith's a really good card. You know, he's definitely like a 20 appearance player. You know, for Seattle, he's kind of rotating in and out. It's hard to. I've not really been following Seattle too closely. So how far back am I going to go? Because when did I get Brad Smith? Game week 181. Let me check back on this tab here. View all tournaments. Offer from MT Wallet. That's interesting. MT Wallet's an account name I recognise. What do you want? Nope, nothing. He's removed it already. Wasting my time. I'm busy doing something, MT Wallet. MT Wallet. I just get his name now. We want to get back to. We basically want to see all of July, don't we? So can I see more, please? That's the. Let's see how the dates land. Okay, so we'll go back to game week 179. That's where we'll stop. 179. Game week 179. Oh, that's where we've got to basically anyway. Oh, the game week before that we raked it in. 178, 178, 178. We get 3 cards. Oof. What was game week 178? Well, we maybe include that as well. Will we cheat? Nah, it was all June. Finished off June with a bang. Okay. So guys, in that time, not including like trades or anything like that, just actually what sold out, we got, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, sorry, so there's a delay on the camera, but Hot Mike Basson, your MT Wallet 0.479. So just under half an ETH in a month. which is great. And guys, you've seen the prices I'm selling stuff for. It's not even mental. I definitely could have held out and got a full half a coin for that lot. But yeah, that's good. Just playing with the soundboard, guys. Just playing with the soundboard. But yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. Half an ETH in a month. That's not too bad at all, is it? Right. So back to business, right? Back to business. So before we go into SO5, I've not done my Sorare Data League yet. This is an important ritual part of the game week. We've got to go into Sorare Data Leagues first of all, and we've got to build our 11 aside. Why? You may ask at home. No, you're probably not asking that at home. You know why. Because you get a clearer sense of your best 11 cards, and it will definitely help you make crunch decisions later on. Whether your decisions are right or not is another matter. And only time will tell. The fullness of time can only reveal all. I think Turner is looking like my best goalkeeper. And again, I'm not going to labour this, guys, for too much. Especially with this is a non-multiplier situation. So having, after that performance as well, and the Gold Cup and yada yada yada, having Turner is a huge advantage for me in my team. Machida isn't back yet. Miles Robinson should be back now. Hakimi's in town. Hakimi goes straight into the best of everything, undoubtedly. I think Matarita will make this team as well, but I'm going to play him on the left side. I think Kessler would make this up as well. Maybe Denier. They've got a good fixture, but I'm not right up on Leon. I've got plenty of other options. I don't need to take gambles like that in my ELO ranking, because we beat Black last game week, I think, didn't we? Or was that done the game week before last? Yes, I think we go Kessler and Matarita. I think that's a back three of death, by the way. Like, that is an amazing back three. Multipliers aside, they're all great. I'm even losing the words. Great cards. Midfield, I think it's going to be a bit trickier, because I have a lot of options, and I have a lot of guys in a lot of different situations. That's a very nice return for a month. Plus the cards that I've kept, yeah, you're dead on. You sent an offer for Zinho? I'm selling Zinho because who have I got? I've got Itakura and I've got Buta, and I'm expecting both of them to sign for Celtic. And Zinho is now signed by Inter and on loan at Genoa. I have no need for another U23 champion defender. He's now, like, he's just crossed the line for me. I just don't, for sure. Zinho, you're not for me. But for any of you guys who want a good, cheap champion Euro under 23 centre back with a lot of pedigree, come talk to me. Okay, midfielders. Who's the best midfielders we've got? Gary Kinda. Is this Colorado? It is Colorado. I actually fancy that, because their midfield has just changed up quite a bit. You know, Cage just came in, and you know, Acosta's on a high, and Bassett's still knocking about. Vines has just been out or whatever. But anyway, it's a new dynamic. New relationships have to form. That's not going to happen overnight. And Gary Kinda's in great form, and so are Kansas in general. I actually really like Key's fixture this week. You know, they're at home to a team that they need. It's a 6-pointer for Saul. It really shoots them up the table, puts a bit of distance away from some of the danger. They have to win, and it's a game like that I want to be playing guys like Key, who's the captain of the team. You know, so Zellerand's at home to Atlanta. I'd rather not go against Atlanta at the moment, just because of the firepower, even though there's probably going to be no Joseph. I say probably because there's chance of the appeal. Okay, wee Brendan all of a sudden can play. Get Efra at home to Vancouver, scored the last game week. That is actually quite tempting. I'll get Grujic. I think Grujic is going to be, I'm not going to play him in my Sorare Data League, but I might play him in the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl. But Grujic, I think, is going to be a sneaky one, by the way. I think Grujic could be one of these guys that just comes out the blocks and he's like the best attacking mid, like Vlasic level or Tadic, some, you know, that kind of level of output in that Portuguese league at Porto. So we'll see what happens. But I wouldn't put him in this. I'll keep him for the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl. For Sharon is at home to a newly promoted team, Sereng, which I don't know much about, but I think he's in within a good shot of getting it decisive, and that's quite important. But I think Efra definitely is going to be coming in here. And then on the left, I'm thinking Grujic, or maybe Barco, because Barco's back, he's got a fire in his belly, he looks good. There is no Joseph, of course, we know that, but he could step up, he could run the show. Barco, he's buzzing. He's been out with Argentina. He's got his mojo. He already had a bit of his mojo. Yeah, I quite like this. And then, yeah, I think Barco. No, what's Barco's fixture? Is it? It's Columbus. I don't think I want to put that in my Sorare data. And Renato Sanchez hasn't his pre-season record doesn't give me confidence to play him. Legit. I'm doubling up on Efra. I think I'd maybe rather do that, to be honest with you. I do expect Legit to play. Put Legit in the middle next to Key. That's a partnership, by the way. And then we'll put Efra on. He's buzzing. He's been away with Mexico. He's come back. He's banged a goal in. He got a goal right before the international break as well. Vancouver are there for the taking, as we all know, defensively. And I think Galaxy Man are some team to be backing on now. Just my point of view. San Jose away. Carlos Vela's name is written all over that. Furuhashi at home to Dundee. Yes, please. I'll take some of that. And I think Joe David is a quite easy front three to pick. Maybe Cherokee. But no Sorare data. I want the guaranteed best players. Larson is in a good position. He's at home to a minnow, but their Champions League tie they're down on. It's really important for them to qualify for Champions League, otherwise give themselves every chance of doing so. And I would not be surprised if guys like Larson and Sobolev and Zobnin and Gigo or whoever don't get their usual minute allocation. They get rested around. So I'm going to go Joe David. And then captain, I think it has to be Vela, because is it going to be Furuhashi, Dundee, at Parkhead? All the fans are back. Captain Furuhashi. On the bench, let's just go Odysseus. I think I've got a really good sense now of especially my forwards. I do actually feel and my defenders. Those sections in particular, actually, now that I've done that, I feel. Let's just use Denier. I feel really good about that. Saka might play. Yeah, now again, guys like Saka, buzzing. Cannot wait to see. But not really. I don't really have much of a burning requirement to deploy, so I'm not going to take unnecessary risks. But I fucking hope you're right, man. I hope he gets right into that Uruguay team, links up with that guy Junker, and it's just like Alunga Part 2. It's just like nothing ever happened. And Larson definitely will come onto the bench as well. Awesome, and we made Captain Furuhashi. Save. Lineup saved. Boom. Booyah. Now I've also got Flint Michigan Mega Bowl. So the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl, again, I'm not going to labour the point with these. You all know what I'm doing here. It's a private league. I don't want to win it. I want whoever else is in this to win a card. But equally, we've got to give the competition the respect it deserves. So good teams are required. And again, club philosophy is 3-4-3. Right, in goals, I'm going to gamble on Navas, right? I'll have a goalkeeper on the bench, of course, that will catch it. But I'm going to gamble on Navas. Why not? He might play. He might. And if he does, he'll get a ball and score, and nobody else will have him. I think I should be a good strategy for my main Sorare Data League. And you have Turner on. Oh, that is a strategy, by the way. I'm going to go back and do that after this. Let's see, Denier. Yeah, Denier. Jack Hendry. Love it. Do we have another? Gutman. Gutman's back in the team. I might drop Gutman for somebody better with that kind of Celtic connection. Buta hasn't signed yet. Don't quite cross the line for me yet, wee man. Finlay won't play. I don't think, will he? Yeah. Midfield. Can we get another bit of a theme going as well, or something like that maybe? Give some of these guys a wee bit of utility, a wee bit of love. Kevin Paredes doesn't get played in enough things. I'm definitely going to play him left wing. I think I might play Renato. I think I'll play a Saka in this as well. Why not? Let's play a Saka. And Vlasic. I've got no idea what's going to happen with Vlasic. A Saka. Yeah, okay. Who's looking at there? Brendan. Let's put wee Brendan in. Kevin Paredes. Let's put him. Yeah, honestly, it was between. You'll remember if you've seen the stream. It was between Keaton Parks and Kevin Paredes for that spot in Special Weekly, and he shot a fucking 60 or something, which is just a fucking boot in the balls, honestly. I didn't want to bring it up, but just looking at him now, I can't not say it. It makes me so sore. Right, Arsenal start. I think I'll still play Furuhashi, and then alongside them, let's play Cherky or a Jetty. Nah, let's go Cherky. Cherky's a bit more fun, and we'll go Captain Cherky. Give him a wee bit of a run out. Wee bit of a oh, is there no bench? Oh, there is a bench. Good. Van de Voort, why not? Mbemba. Don't have much fun midfielders left to kind of. Oh, it's for the bench, I suppose. It's just Cruz. Just do that. And then somebody else will definitely play. Usami. No, no, actually, might not definitely play. Let's put Vela on the bench. He's not going to play. I think those three guys will appear and score some points. Boom. Magic, right? Magic. Without any further ado, guys, let's get into the actual game week. Okay, so I'll have a quick glance. I don't know if I will have a wee glance over the fixtures. I think I'll come back to the live chat. I maybe missed you guys a wee bit. Oh, so that's how. Yeah, that's how I got the Joveljic. Evan Kreitley, evening fail, 8 points short of my first ever reward last game week. It's coming though. It is coming, Evan. Does anyone know how to get past the Coinbase account review? I made an account last week, but it still says under review. Shows me if I've heard about a few people saying it takes forever to come in, mate. So bide your time, mate. Just keep hounding them, because it is just, it needs a review from somebody or whatever. I'm now 4th in the semi-pro. Oh wow, Mikey boy, well done. I've not checked the tape. Well, actually, yeah. Oh, I was going to do that tactic, wasn't I? So we're dating leagues. I'm going to play Navas, and I'll put Turner on the bench because, you know, you're up to 4. Fucking great on you, man. Well done. Okay, yes, I did beat Black last game. So this is, yeah, the new game week. No, I thought I lost my team there. So Turner, you are getting dropped, my man, for Navas. And then who did I have on the bench? Ode. You are going to be replaced by Turner. Oh, that's a pain in the bum. Come on. For God's sake. That worked. Cool. Nice. Let's hope Navas plays and scores us some amazing points that no one else will have. Would you risk Zizika for Spartak when he captain? So think he will play. You know, well, Spartak are having to go for broke because like away goals don't really count. I don't think anymore, do they? And if they get knocked out at this round, then what happens? They go in straight into. Do they go straight into Europa League qualifiers? Groups, I beg your pardon, or do they have a qualifier? Also, it's really, so again, I think it's going to be a kitchen sink kind of mentality. I think it's more the attacking players that will be rested versus like the defenders. I think maybe like Ayrton would maybe get less minutes, maybe try and rest somebody like that. But Suzuka and even like Gigo's probably. I said that earlier, and I kind of said why Gigo's not going to get reduced minutes. Unless he's maybe feeling a bit tight or something, but it's so hard to predict. New coach as well, so it's really hard to really get the feel of where his priorities are and who he rates and what caliber and blah 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 whatever. So it's hard to say, mate. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams out this game week. 8, right? Now again, guys, like I said, I've got good guys out, but did you see the score Pochettino got? Oh, no, I didn't. XMK, what did they put up? Moldy, good to see you, man. Late to the party, that's okay. Don't worry about it. So, how many J League players? I can't wait to see back in action. Yeah, it is coming back, man. It is coming back. Just waiting for the Olympics to finish before I can really enjoy having Asian cards to deploy again. Take it from the top, lads, right? All-Star D2. I'm going Boz to the wall. We're going Slovak, who's in good form. Happy to run with him no matter what. Super rare goalkeeper is what it is. Live and die by it. We're giving the armband to a defender for the first time in forever. And it's Hakimi. I expect him to play. I expect him to score. I expect him to assist. I think he's going to have a debut to remember. So I'm banking him big time. Key is at home, and I fancy him big time in his fixture. Same with Legit. Same with Larsson's in here because I don't have Joseph in, like, I don't know, it's one of these ones, like, this is a conundrum, right? And this is also a little part of my feeling because I'm like, Larsson, like, it might start on the bench, you know, and that would really fuck what could be an amazing team. So then I think Joe David shooting a 60 is a rare is better than Larsson shooting a 30 is a super rare, so why not just play Joe David? And I've got a few other guys like Furuhashi. I could just put him in here. He could get 100 against Dundee if he starts and he's on it. He really could. Like, I'm not saying Dundee are crap or anything, but like Celtic, if they've got good players in good form, like, you know, that is on the cards. That is possible. And I've got Vela somewhere. I can't believe I've not seen Vela in this little run. I've got Vela somewhere. Freddy Vargas is coming off the bench, so he might be as much use to me as Larsson this game week, you know. And I've got Vela, who Vela could put up a 79 or something like that, and that is a rare that's much better than Larsson's a super rare. And as I'm saying now out loud, I really want to actually pull the trigger on that because I know he'll play, and I know he'll run it. I'm doing it. I'm using the false super rare in D2. I'm going to do it. Captain the Akimi, midfielder dominance is what I'm after, and the goalkeeper bringing something respectable. Vela, go for the 100. Do it, my boy. Or did I go Furuhashi? Furuhashi's going to hit 100 now that I've said that, man. I think I've just jinxed it and put myself in this impossible position. LA are only getting better, aren't they? What was the last game for LA? Let me check the form on this. This is an important decision. Let me go check out the form. 92 points against Houston, 2 goals. Who's that? XMK. Paul Pochettino, did he? Nice. I never pay attention to any Houston games. Unless one of my players are in it. Yeah, I just have no... It's as if it never happened, honestly. Rapid Vienna were playing tonight. They won 3-0, so they're through to the next round of Europa League qualification. Good to see for the old Rapid Vienna. Oh, fuck, I was going to... Slow down. I was going to check the auctions quickly, but I'm in this. Come back to it. There's some cards I was going to have a wee peek at. I think I was looking at a few of them and I thought, oh, some of them ends like around streamish time. Now I'm quite happy with my little bank balance that I've picked up, mainly from from my SO5s. I've done the maths, but and also as well on top of that, guys, I've also picked up thresholds. That probably pretty much all is, you know, like SO5 earnings. You know, if you like, if that's such a phrase. Now let's see, who do we have as favourites that are on the now? We'll just stick to one page, right? So again, Goigner and Schick, Dejan Petrovic, Grimel. Some of these guys are all through the night, aren't they? So yeah, I might go after one of these guys. I quite like Goy Ginger, is what I'm calling him. Goy Ginger, and Torsten Schick. I don't need the one of 100, but you know, 19 bids on it's probably going to go too ferocious for me, so probably nothing on stream. Maybe the Petrovic, like, yeah, probably not, to be honest. Yeah, so LA, I just want to double check LA's form, so I think the last match, you know, Vela didn't score. Just want to double check exactly what happened. LAFC, oh yeah, they get beat at home by SKC. I'm off the beat this week with the actual scores themselves. Just my player scores is all I've registered thus far. Danny Musovski was the one with the goal at Palacios. So that was a fucking result, by the way, for them. What caused that, I wonder? 3 at the back? Oh, Jesus, man. Kim and why are you doing this? Farfan is a back 3 with Blackman. I don't know who. Oh, wow, man, they have no centre backs. Where's Manilo? He's injured as well. Oof, Jesus, man. They oh, what? It kind of makes LA hard to back. San Jose are quite you know, rampageous. You know, to say the least. LA's form has been, yeah, they've been scoring goals, but the defence is so awful. I guess Vela's kind of got that on his back now. So where's the actual fixture? Let me see what kind of Fettel. The Quakes are in at the moment. So we all think about Cade Kibble when we think about the Quakes, but he's not. Ronaldo or Messi, number one. And number two, the Quakes aren't really doing that well. Just he looks good in their team. It's the primary kind of thing that's going on there. Yeah, it's good, don't get me wrong. Quakes and Whitecaps? No, I don't want to see that. Quakes in LA. There we go. I'm really sorry you won't be able to see this. Quakes have drawn and won. Drawn 4-1-1 the last 5. Quakes have got a good head to head with LAFC. I don't want to touch that at my tippy top level actually. I think I'm going to go Joe David because he's not done Gold Cup, done a full pre-season. He's feeling good. Life is good. I think I put Joe David in here over Super Rare and Larson. I think, yeah, I think Joe David is a rare. Has got a higher chance of getting a good score. 100%. Yep. D2 is locked in. We're just going to put Vela straight back in here. Because I think he'll do well. Captain Furuhashi, Grandsir, Matrita and Turner. I think this is a great D3 potential. It's a great D3 team, you know, wee Scottish player in there as well from Japan, but you know, and you know, yada yada yada. So I'm quite excited about that. It's just a really strong team. Just want really high scorers because at the top end of D3, the prizes are always attractive. It doesn't matter who you are, and what you're operating with on the platform. So D2 with the team you've just seen. Let's say there's 200 entrants. Top 31 get a super rare. I'm hoping with the team I've got, I'm again kind of top 15 level. And if I'm getting tier 2s, and if we can hit the jackpot this game week, guys, there is a star super rare up for grabs in D2, and you've got to fancy your chances, man. Which is why I don't want to take any risks. I don't want to take any chances with the Larson dynamic. There's no Joseph. Imagine I had Joseph. It'd be so good. Let's have a look. What's that? I've not even looked at this yet. Star Super Rare in Global All Star. Lewandowski, Oblak, Salah, Jota, fucking Vela, Verratti. Look at these super rares. Kikuchi. Some of these I wouldn't be as excited about, right? But the top of that pool. The top of that pool is something to make the mouth water. Super rare Lewandowski. You just retire, man, wouldn't you? Or Oblak, even, you know, super rare Oblak. You know, that's just, it's quiet. It's a quiet win, you know. It's not one that you necessarily feel all the time, but oh, that'd be brilliant. So really excited about All Star D2, and I think it's a good game week to go in strong if you can't go in strong. Just really wish I had Joseph. But again, I'm sure now that we've seen that, I'm sure that's going to continue, that kind of level of prize. We've kind of hypothesised about that before in the past, about, you know, as everything opens back up, the top end prizes, you know, how high do they go? Will the unique come back into D2? Will super rares come back into D3? You know, we're still kind of cautiously waiting to find out. I suppose Kevin Paredes has to go into a team. Zella Ryan, Denier, Nubo. I'm not playing a champion Euro lineup this game week. Don't think I've got a midfielder for it or something. I'm just not doing it. So I'm making a good global all-star with the bones of it. I had Joe David in this team, and he's now been hoisted all the way to the highs of D2, and obviously I can't put Jordan Larson in here. Do I maybe want to put Vela or Furuhashi in here, and then no, I don't. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. Not used Cherokee yet. I think he'll feature. The thing, Cherokee, I expect him to feature, but is featuring enough? And I suppose this is D4, so it can kind of accept the featuring score, just because it is an ETH getter at the end of the day, and anything more than that is like a boosted bonus. Yeah, I think Cherokee can go into Global All-Star this week. Where is the wee guy? Now he might be displaced later on because I've now got a loose Larson that will likely feature, and I think if I can get him, I don't think I can get him into a team actually now. If I don't play him in Global All-Star, I don't think I can use my Larson now. Who's I looking for there? Sorry, Cherokee, wasn't it? Yeah, let's drop Cherokee in there. We'll go captain. Zelrayan's got Atlanta. I don't want to captain him against. I suppose, but he's in good form and he can definitely leak a bit. Well, Michael Robinson will be back, but still be a bit of a change of pace. Denier's at home. Should get some passes and a clean sheet and stuff. But Paredes just surprises me every game week. Like, I'm going Captain Paredes. I'm doing it. He just honestly, I've never had the guts to play him in a meaningful team, but Stefan, good to see my man. Stream lags when we got the flash scores. Does it? Let's close flash scores then. Maybe that's part of the beef that we're having. XMK Productions, you know your stuff. So Challenger. Can I go D3 in Challenger with a Jordan Larson? So I'm going to check the extras, and then so I've got Jordan and all that. Who else is used? I have another super. Darwin isn't going to feature, I don't imagine. And yeah, that's it. So I don't know if I'd go in there with one super with who else I have. I don't know. Grujic could ball out. Funahashi's taken. Buta, I don't know if he'll play. Palaversa could ball out. Oh, let's give it a shot, right? Let's see what we can put together. So we've got Larson. Grujic, who's on 10.5%. Defence. I don't know if Mackenzie will play. It's a tough bit. Buta, I don't know if he'll play. And Bemba, I don't really know if he'll play, but I guess he will. I guess he will. If anyone knows about Bemba, just let me know. I'm only using this team as a kind of hypothesis at the moment. Palaversa has no multiplier, which does make me sad. But I do have 11% for Sharon here. I forget Vlasic unused. But I just don't know what Vlasic is doing. Transfer, injured, fit, whatever. And then in goals, I've got Horvath, who potentially will play, we've got no idea. And Odysseus. Guys, what do you think? Could that do something at D3? I get high multipliers on them all, I just it really needs them all to hit big, I think, doesn't it? I really need to nail the captain. Larson needs to get, about 100 points by himself, really. So we're going to get 400, 100 from him, then at least 300 for this 4, which is an average of 75. Which, the goalkeeper, I suppose, can get. We're needing an Mbemba goal and clean sheet. We're needing Grujic, double decisive probably. Maybe the same for Varsharan. Versus, basically get this team in D4, but it's a rare Larson. I think I'm better doing that, haven't I? Because they're in D4 as well, these bigger multipliers should give me a bit of an edge. I've got Jack Hendry, because I know he'll play rather than Mbemba, and his multiplier is huge. Look at my multipliers here, guys. They're fucking big and sweaty, aren't they? You know what I mean? Yeah, so I actually get a good bit of hope for Challenger. And Challenger cards I primarily buy to use in U23 or Global. I don't really try and get a Challenger lineup out, but I've got a spare goalkeeper that I can do it with. And those cards are all not going into Unders lineups or the Global. So, hey, why not, eh? Under 23, right? Let's look at the prize pool. Oh, let's check. I'll show you the Challenger prize pool. Okay, so Challenger, we're going into D4. What's D3 got? 318. There'll be so many of them with double super rares. It's not even. Yeah. So we're at 1,000. And yeah, top 90. Get something. I can live with that. And star rares are extended back to 3rd. Which I suppose for D4 is okay, isn't it? So it used to just be 1 and 2. So it's good. It's a wee bit of a bigger game week, and I think we'll see that pull down as we get more and more. We get the Austrians added in properly and whatever. I don't know if this has been calibrated for the Austrian contingent. Tier 1's back to 9th. A lot of Tier 2s, bucket of Tier 3s. Okay. And I say it's Challenger. We'll see what happens. We can live with that. But under 23s, I'm going D2 again. Now, I think there's 73 entrants. Top 10 get a super rare. And again, I don't think, because of the ETH reward and the quality of rewards here, I don't think many people will be taking the U23 D2 as seriously as D1s and D3s if any of these accounts are flexible in that situation. Whereas somebody like me, I can just only under 23 outfit I'm putting out is this the one. Now, Cabral and so Acevedo should play, right? He came off the bench in the last match, and Parks gets sent off. So Acevedo should play and can get 50 to 60 without a decisive, and he can get the odd like assist, maybe a goal. Efra's in good form. Cabral's in good form at home to Vancouver. But with Acevedo, I also have Barco knocking about. Hakimi I'm not going to bring into this picture. Machida's at the Olympics still. Renato Sanchez? Guys, what do we think about Renato Sanchez? You know, I say I looked at his pre-season and I just don't have any confidence I could play him. But Paulinho's not back yet. Ronald Hernandez I'm not going to play because I don't think he's guaranteed to play. And then other than that, it's just like Barco down here. Finally find him. But Barco's away to Columbus, which is a tough game versus like being away to Toronto for a guy like Acevedo will probably be a walk in the park. There's no Pozuelo, or there might not be a Pozuelo. So yeah, actually as I'm talking about this more, I feel that's okay. And as you can see, he's been deployed somewhere already. Captain Efra is fine because he's at home, and I think he's a playmaker and he's on form. He shot an 83 in the last game, and I think he's hot to trot. Kessler is good to go. Van der Veert's the only under 23 goalkeeper I've got with a match, like it or not, and I think both my D2s are really primed, even with a rare in both of them actually, as it's kind of occurring to me now. I think they're both really primed to do well, and I'm hoping for something special with some of the scores and some of the dynamics that are going on with some of the individuals. Now this game week I'm actually taking Champion America far more seriously than I normally do. About the D3 quite early in my kind of little process of running through. Let's just say we get to 500 entrants. Top 42 are walking away with something. The Star Rares go back to 10th, which is lovely jubbly. Tier 1's back to 30th, which is great because I'm always aiming for that. You know, certainly now, aiming top 30 is a great target to go for. And the team I've put out, I think it's capable of doing it. You know, we've got Medina and Barco. They both will bring in what they bring in, and it's a real dice roll on guys like that. Same with fucking Mensah. Since he got that 100, I've stuck by him twice. Sean Johnson, I've made him captain really just for shits and giggles. And Mason Toy is pretty much my only other striker. I have let Higuain go. Jovanovic isn't allocated to Galaxy yet. I don't know if he'll be in the squad or not. I don't know if all that will happen before the deadline. I don't think he's even in the country. So Johnny Russell I've put in America D4. He DNP'd in the last game. I don't know why. If any of you do know why Russell DNP'd, feel free to enlighten me. But I don't have any other striker than Toy, and I expect him to continue playing, but as you can see with his run of scores, that is really closely tied to his minutes. You know, he has had some appearances off the bench, even after scoring goals in a nice wee run of form. So it's a strong team, but it's a real dice roll of a team. You know, it could go, it is going to be very black or white. It's going to go high, or it's just going to fall flat on its face quite early, quite easily. Champion America D4, I think it's a really busy division, especially with all the Argentinian, the Brazilian, the Mexican cards. We've got lots of variety there. 1,600 entrants, and we're getting back to 180th place for a card. Star Rare stop at 4th, which I suppose for a D4 is actually quite generous. Tier 1's back to 14th, and then Tier 3's for a good 40 spots or so, right in the middle there. And Pedro Galacia, I don't know if he'll play. Farfan looks like he's a centre back now. And then I've just thrown in the Kansas guys just because, hey, if Kansas hit, then who knows what could happen. So I've not really, I've tried to put some of the better ones up in D3. So I feel quite slim in some areas. So I've got Larson spare now, I think, don't I? because of Cherky. In essence, Cherky is displaced to Larson. Cherky was in my training squad numero uno. Yeah, Larson goes into here. Sorry, pal, just not got a space for you this game, mate. We'll make you captain. And I don't make, normally with super rares, missing a really good fixture like that on paper would really tear me up. Like, oh my god, Larson's at home to a pure minnow. He might like score 2 in the first half and get subbed off at 60 a hero, or could come on at 30 and even just get a goal, and that would be fine. But I'm not. I don't have room for him in D3 because I'm going double rare striker. The super rares I've got work for that very well. I'll show you what that is again, just to remind you. And I don't. If I disrupt that, then am I compromising? So if I was to disrupt that, right, I need to drop one of these strikers, which I don't think is too much of a problem because one of them can go into D4. The Vela could potentially even move over to America rather than Toy. And then I could move Grandsir, or I don't think I would want to move Grandsir. I think I'm talking myself into this actually, guys. I think I'm going to put Larson over here. I think I am going to do this. It's just kind of occurred to me how I can do it. Now I am like gerrymandering this. The last time I did that was this game week, and I took Parks out of under 23s and put him in special weekly ahead of Paredes, and that backfired big time. So do I learn my mistake, or do I repeat it? I think I'm going to go. I'm going to flesh it out first and see how it looks and how it would work, right? So it means we're putting him there. I'm keeping Matarita and Turner, and I guess Kaga Furuhashi in this team. Grandsir is the only one I would be content with moving back into Champion America and taking Barco's spot or Medina's spot. But what rare midfielder would then fill this gap? Paredes, not in your life. Still not. I can't do it in clean conscience. Kansas are away, which makes that hard. Grujic just hasn't had a game yet this season, so that is a real stab in the dark decision to make. Parks is suspended. Medina's an SR. Zella, I guess Zella could go into this team. Looking for Sharon. For Sharon would probably be quite tasty in this team actually. Brendan Aronson isn't in a team. He's at 11% multiplier. Do you know what I think? Brendan Aronson's going to be the one, by the way. Because he is the hype of the town now. That's a big game. He's just scored against Barca. He'll be buzzing. I've got 11.5% on his multiplier. Yeah, let's do that. That feels good. I'm still a bit nervous about it. I feel like I'm compromising my Matarita and my Turner now. Like Brendan Aronson is at home. Brendan, yeah. There is a wee bit of, yeah. LA don't have a defence. If you don't have a defence, it's hard to get good scoring opportunities. That is fact of the matter. Toy, you're going to get dropped. Sorry, pal. Vela comes in here. I think Barco is the one that's going to get dropped here because he's just got the biggest risk of being ineffective without Joseph. Whereas NYC have form in Toronto are kind of on their knees now. Let me just double check. I'll do it on my phone, right? I don't want to disrupt the stream. I'm just going to check Toronto's form because I've got in my head that Toronto are on their knees. I just want to see the Red L's in New York's form next to it, just for a wee bit of peace of mind for me. So fixtures. Then we've got Toronto at home in New York. Head to head. They've won one of the last 5. They just get beat off the Philly 3-0. They've been drawing one eaches a lot. And yeah, New York are on good form. Chicago did just hold them goalless, but I say Parks did get sent off. At home they've been awful. City on the road haven't been great. The head to head actually on the teams themselves. Draw New York, Toronto, New York, Toronto, so it's quite even. At Toronto, New York have won the last 2 visits. They've won 3 of the last 5 visits. Now, strictly speaking, don't know if all of them were actually visits per se. And Toronto will be back in their own camp now, feeling good, but New Yorker, good rhythm. Atlanta are quite rocky, but again better. But Columbus were good. Okay, cool. So I'm going to start with Grants here. Medina, Vela, Mensa. Now Mensa, do I have anyone else? So I wouldn't mind Mensa in D4. I guess I would play Kemar. I might play Kemar Lawrence D4 because now that I've seen that, Farfan is playing centre back for back three. Like, doesn't really. Oh right, yeah. Miles will be playing that game. I actually fancy Miles better to do a good match than Mensa for that match. So Gutman's back as well, by the way. Hendo, good to see my man. Aman TH, hey guys, knew it's so rare. I was wondering if you hit 205, 250 threshold applies to other tourneys. Nope, just global all-star D4, that is all. Apparently Messi negotiating with PSG will be reeling Bori ends the story if it all goes there. Yeah. Vlasic will play, says Josh Forth. Sorry, I'm catching up on some of this, guys. Oh, I beg your pardon, I've lost you there. Sam says Stola win against Seattle last week with great defensive work. Yeah, good shout, Mikey. Logged on to So Rare after a while and had Christian Ramirez. Don't mind if I do. Jonathan B, well done, son. Stefan, I think I fist bumped you. Very hard to earn cards this game week. Hope this next one. Yeah, it's been tough. I've pulled out 2 super rares, but it's tough. Horvath hasn't played any friendly minutes yet. Yeah, good shout. Vlasic will play. Lost to Moscow Derby, came off the bench. I think he'll be rolled out for another one. CSK will get smoked versus Dynamo. They've looked awful. XMK confirm on Discord either challenger prize pool hasn't been altered since the A Bundesliga as they can't categorise the tiers effectively yet. Good stuff. Should just throw them all in tier 3. Laird put up a fixture difficulty list for MLS. Yeah, I seen that. It's like probabilities of wins and clean sheets and all that. I'd always check Laird's lists out when he drops them. I don't remember to like triple refer to them. I just refer to them kind of once. I just kind of see like, is what I'm feeling reflected here, and then I kind of see that's right, that's wrong. Oh really? Oh, that's a weird one. And then just, you know, it's like with content. Sometimes you just forget to go back to something. You can sell Aronson for more than 0.7. Yeah, I've seen that. I'd rather hold my Aronson, and I'll try and show you why if I can find them in my gallery easy enough. I can maybe just click on them in this page actually. No. Oh, did I save that? Players, mids. I don't know what order they're in, but I've had this Aronson, guys, for so long, and I said it when I had the Andrews on my channel doing a video with me. I said to them, I paid way too much for that Aronson at that point in time because the Salzburg transfer was announced, and I thought he was going to move like right away, and they had like Europa League matches and stuff. Even though that would have been the only thing he was scored for, and I thought brilliant, American, a bit hype, good to get him early, whatever. Went to an auction, picked him up, as you can see here, 0.218. Those guys pointed out to me, I've actually got the jersey number card, 22 of 100, number 22. That year, of course, they not only won Supporter Shield, he won Young Player of the Year, he got his transfer, all the rest of it. But, well, I had that card that I paid too much for, I think in fiat terms it's maybe like 50 quid or something, I don't know how much it is. But he won me a wee Kyoto, you know, so he got me off the mark already, he's got me up and running. That Kyoto sold for like the price of the Aronson, you know, like he sold for like 0.2ish or something. I wonder if I can actually check that out, maybe 0.18. I think he went for a lot more after I sold him. When I sold him fucking dirt cheap, man. Oh, I think ETH was like mega high then. Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, he won me the wee Kyoto, got me up and running. So I've been holding him for ages. He has features for me before. It's not a new card to me. I've got a big multiplier on him, and the whole point of doing that, guys, is for it to pay off for me. You know, if I sell him, you don't get the multiplier. It will get a penalty on it. I'm benefiting from this multiplier. This game week, 110%. I've got a change to make in this as well. Oh, I took Cherokee. Oh yeah, I was going to put I'll put Larson in. Now I've got Toy. Oh, so who's my striker? It's Johnny Russell, isn't it? Let's drop Johnny. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to drop Johnny Russell out of my America D4, just in case he is a DNP again. There's no need to take that risk. Compared to Toy, I don't think Toy's is anywhere near the risk that Johnny Russell is after that DNP. Again, I do not know the details about Johnny Russell. This last MLS match day, I am not up to speed on. I've not went back and watched anything or consumed anything, so I am just going off of my personal Sorare scores, my perception of it so far, and how I'm judging these things. But I'll look into it. If it's something obvious I'm missing, you guys will catch it, or I'll catch it. So we've got Toy. That maybe want to change Eli. Oh, brilliant! I've got Mensa now. Oh, okay, I've still got this fucking Galese who might not be playing. Don't know if any of you know about Galese, if he's playing or not. Feel free to let me know. Pretty sure this is going to be a wasted team. Eli's quite solid. I think I've just put him in there because he was an easy player to pick. Is anyone a bit more exciting potentially? Maybe Morgan. Who does Morgan have? A home in Nashville? That's not Nashville, not good. I'll just leave that the way it is. That works for me. So good. I think that's all the teams, isn't it? I'll just fix my training up since you're here, and I'll catch up with the comment section. Alex Dobbins, good to see you, my man. A wee bit late. I don't think I've got too much left for you guys, to be honest. Yes, Mason Toy in there now. So who do we have? Johnny Russell. Let's go Captain Palaversa just in case. So yeah, I'll just fix these training teams. I'll show you again what I'm pulling tomorrow. Be sure to check out the YouTube shorts. I hope you like them, by the way. I think they're quite cool. 26 of these here, by the way. Only 17 of these have liked the stream. Please help me out here, guys. Come on, can we get that up to at least 25? I'll accept one lazy bastard out of 25, out of 26. But come on, help me out. Smash the wee like button. Takes you 2 seconds right before we finish off. And oh no, I don't want used, of course. I want Farfan in here. I'm so looking forward to the coming weeks. You know, we've got Liga 1 coming back this game week, which is great. Obviously, now we've got a whole new division scored and licensed and being auctioned. You know, so there's the Challenger region as well. I did a video on it a while ago, and obviously you've probably checked the the Andrews podcast that went out earlier. If you haven't, by all means, feel free to do so. I've also got a video on the same kind of thing. Feel free to check that out at your leisure. But the Challenger region, like, if the next league they bring out is another Challenger region, then honestly, like, I know some people will bitch and moan about it or whatever, but for me, like, it just makes Challenger like this perfect breeding ground starting point. And so rare because, like, most people that will come to the platform have European football exposure. Now, yes, I accept that Porto and Zenit, Benfica, Ajax, Anderlecht, Salzburg, these teams are not like household names the same level as Barca and that is, but to football fans who will come and find Sorare and play it, those are teams almost everyone has a level of knowledge of, or are happy to go and get that knowledge, because not everyone's happy to go and get J-League info, K-League, MLS, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, all these places. But do you know what? My pal would happily just research Salzburg or Austria Vienna and just watch Austrian league scores and just play it by numbers and get a hang of it. Same way you could do the same with Ajax, Porto, Zenit, Sport, and Benfica, whoever you want to mention. And the more leagues, players, teams, clubs, everything that we get into that region, the more it's going to swell. Now, yes, they need to expand it. You need to have utility for all this stuff, you know. So having just 4 divisions in Challenger, I think it has to get shelved if the next license league we get is or when Challenger gets another full league. Because at the now, what was it, 3? I think once we get to 4 full leagues, plus we basically have all we would really wish for from, like, in terms of like the backbone of like 3 or 4 other places, you know. So more divisions, I think, is what should be. It should just kind of ladder out, you know. That's what I kind of think. So some of these Austrian cards will be very good to be picking up, while a lot of people are like ignorant to them, and that's not in a bad way. It's just, you know, just never had to follow it. We don't have the information, and it, like I've said always with my cards and stuff, you do get a feel for your cards. You do kind of feel like where they're at with their club. Are they moving? Are they safe? Are they, you know, overlooked? Whatever. This is a whole league of players and clubs that no one has any of those feelings about yet, and those feelings make consensus. And then when you get consensus, that's when prices start to become established. So it will take a while, and I think a lot of the prices we've seen so far will look high quite quickly. Well, the one-offs will do that, but this isn't a league that I think 1 of 100s means much, unless you're getting like just Force and Schick. Oh, do I want to spend that on him? Probably not. And, Petrovic has been up a wee bit as well. Probably not going to bother. Valdier? That's a funny picture, isn't it? looks pure heavily like photoshopped. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go for anyone else from here. But some of these guys, when they do find their natural level, and even guys, I'm very happily win some of these guys' prizes. No two ways about it. Then I think they'll be very useful assets in SO5 particularly. And don't get me wrong, if you're winning Salzburg cards from Challenger, they're just as valuable to you as winning an Ajax card. In terms of like prestige and whatever, I know Salzburg haven't won the cups that Benfica and Ajax have in particular, you know, but in modern football, Salzburg is a name, you know, it's a club that's respected. You know what I mean? If you have a good player from Salzburg, people do not look down their nose at that. You know, it's like, it doesn't mean anything. It means a lot. It means a lot. The players that have came out of there, Mane, Naby Keita, Haaland, of course, you know, Brendan Aronson, the now Tyler Adams is in the Red Bull system as well. I don't think he went to Salzburg right enough, but you get my point. You know, there's a flood of players. Slozabai, Sabitzer, all of them. Hundreds of them have came through from there. So anyway, I'm happy about it. Long may it continue. I just want more divisions, and then, like I said in that video, you can go check the details. But yeah, just kind of ladder it out and make it nice little steps between each division in terms of the requirements. Like just 1 super rare, 2 super rare, 3 super rare, 3 super rare and unique, 4 super, you know, whatever. But yeah, nah, no auctions for me tonight, guys. I'm happy with my cards. I'm happy I got my Jovic. I say I've sold Higuain and I sold Kosan Odon as well. So both of them. Don't think they paid for Furuhashi. I think I'd already got Furuhashi. But what did they go toward? I think I bought Furuhashi. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I sold those guys. So Higuain is out the club. Odilon is out the club. And again, Odilon is the exact same as I was saying to you about Zinho van Hoosen. That he's now moved to Leverkusen. He's an under 23 champion Europe defender. Do you want to see how many of them I've got? Now, I'm exactly happy with the amount. And don't get me wrong, another 1 or 2 depends on new licenses. Sure. But for what's available right now, like my champion Europe defence, I think is quality. You know, Denier, Van Dijk, Theo, Robbo. Don't even look at Miazga. Hakimi, Richards is back at Hoffenheim. Trippier, like I think he's going to Man United, which is why he's for sale. Mancini under Mourinho. Gabriel should have a better season at Arsenal. I think I'm very well set for champion Europe defenders. Especially I've got a good under 23 contingent with Theo, Richards, Hakimi, Gabriel. You know, I've got 5 of them there. There remain Zinho and Kosnu Odolu. So yeah. Hey ho, let's go. But that's the thing with Challenger, guys. You know, that's the ride that you go on. I think I said this on the stream last night. Is like when you get these young Challenger cards, and I bought quite a lot of them now. Some of them, like for example, Nemeka is now listed as a champion card, right? But when I look at my Challenger cards, right, I'm going to go to super rare. So I think I've got quite I've only got 2. Yeah, it's taken away Nemeka. It's taken away somebody else, I think, maybe as well. But when these guys, when you're picking up these young guys in Challenger, like Nunes, Nemeka, Larson, Teze, Van de Voort, whatever, they're going to go on a path, right? They're going to move on from Challenger, hopefully, and move into Champion if they're young under 23, right? So when they move in that situation, you are hoping to do one of 2 things. There's only one of 2 things you can do when they transition from Challenger to Champion, and that is either keep or sell. Some guys, you'll be buying them in Challenger because you know when they get to Champion, you can't afford them, or you won't be able to get them, or whatever. Or you're going to sell them because you're not going to play Champion. You know, someone else is. Someone else can use that card. You put it for a fair price, you sell it for a fair price. You've made a good trade. You've had a great Challenger card that's done well, has excelled in their division. Subsequently, some team in the top 5 leagues wants to buy them. And, you know, thank you, Jack. Thanks for coming. I'll sell you for 0.8, 0.7, 0.5, 0.4, whatever it is. And I'll go buy the next guy who's just like him, who's 0.15 and go again. That may be your strat. Or again, it might be you're going to buy Challenger cards that move to Champion. Maybe they're returned from loan. Maybe it is a transfer. And you're going to sneak your way over time into a really strong Champion situation. You know, hey-ho. I've seen a lot of hey-hos tonight. But yeah, so that's the point. So I've got that with Vlasic as well. Vlasic, if he goes to AC Milan, I'll be very happy about that. Because he's the level of champion Europe midfielder that I really need. And if he goes to AC Milan, he must be replacing Hakan Calhanoglu, like in terms of squad kind of placement. Don't know if he'll be taking all the set pieces the way Hakan was doing. They've got other guys that might take some of them. But in terms of like, you know, he'll start most games, he'll be the key playmaker. then that would be great for me. But yeah, trying to think if there's another example I would. Van de Voort can't put a bad move for me really. Darwin Núñez the same. If somebody like Darwin Núñez, if he goes to like a big top 5 league, like I couldn't afford him as a champion Euro striker when he's in the PSG team or whoever he goes to after Benfica. But I can get him I can get him a challenger, and I can ride through his injuries, and he's in and out the team, and he's finding his feet, and wait for that to come. So that's what I've been doing. That's what's going on with me. The Joveljic, the Buta, the Furuhashi, the Ko Itakura. I've been getting my Celtic cards up. I think I've not got a goalkeeper, of course. There's no Joe Hart. I've not got a midfielder, but including a Jetty, if we get Buta and we get Ikura, then I'd have 4 Celtic players, 2 defenders and 2 strikers. So that could be fun. And I think I would run that quite often in Challenger D4 and just run Celtic in there. If I could build some sort of Celtic team before they're licensed. We might even get them soon, and I can just buy a stack. That'd be cool. And I would just play that in Challenger probably. And just farm out like Ajax cards, and Porto cards, and Salzburg cards from my Celtic players. Oh, I'm wearing my Leipzig shirt tonight, sorry. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining me on the stream tonight, guys. It's been good fun. I hope you've had a good game week yourself. These are my results again. We'll just leave off with this. So we're pulling out 2 tier 3 super rares. 1 from the special weekly. Actually, we'll check out the prize pool. 1 from the special weekly, and 1 from All Star D2. Let's check out the prize pools of what we can win, and then I'll lovies and leavies. Sound good? I started gearing up there to close the stream. And I thought, no, I've got some good shit I can do that I'll probably do after the stream anyway. That'll be good fun for you. So tier 3. Super rare from All Star. I think we're going to be a little bit. Oh, see if we get an Andy Farrell. Andy Farrell. Bruno Zuccolini. Mauricio Pereira, I would accept. He's just Murillo, I would accept, but I know he's injured. Chichi. I don't have any mini Euro players. If he's a starter, then I would be quite happy with that. And then Hollingshead, sure. Pochettino, yes. Gregor, yes. Wanyama, sure. Why not? I'll take another one. Yeah. So there's quite a few okay wee tier 3 super rares knocking about. Daikai Tommy, like he's the backup for Tani. I suppose maybe in his loan ends, maybe he's a number 1 super rare goalkeeper. Tomoki Iwata. And this is going to be a big list, isn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of guys here. Go towards the bottom, see what the kind of worst. Jake Mulroney, I would take him. Jose Sosa, that's another one I was thinking of. Alan Franco, I would take him. Even towards the bottom of this pool, it's not too bad, eh? The pool is huge. The tier 3 super rare, it must be said, especially in global. Special weekly. I wonder what's in here. That's interesting. Tier 3 super rare. Well, this could be something actually quite interesting. Yaya Kubo, I've just sold one of him. If I've got another one, that would just be bad. Bad juju, I guess. Manafa, somebody tried to offer me having a trade recently. Atencio, yes. I would take Atencio, super rare, no problem. Ishmael Azawi, that'd be kind of cute if we won him, wouldn't it? Gressel, I suppose Gressel would not be bad. If that's the right back Gabriel that scored in the Champions League or whatever, then yeah, he'd be good. Omi Nami would be kind of cool, but not overly useful to be honest. And again, how big is this pool? I think it's probably just as big as Juan Alano. No, I don't think I'd want him actually. It could be 2 bangers. It could be the word banger could mean anything. It will be 2 bangers. Who knows what the word banger actually means in that context? But TBC. Check out the shorts when they come. But yeah, some good guys there. Nothing too amazing. We could get lucky, I suppose. But it's the next game week, I think, where the prizes look the sweetest. Mr. Mulvaney. Yeah, I wouldn't mind him already. Would not mind him at all. Luke Ryan, Mulvaney. Don't know if it's an inside joke I'm meant to get or something. But yeah, so that's my new guy, Dejan Joveljic, under 23s. Welcome to the Galaxy. Hope you've enjoyed the stream tonight, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me. We will be live again on Monday. I will be dropping a few videos to make, guys. I've just got a lot of stuff on there now. It's really hard to get some time, but there's tons of stuff coming. So please watch out for it. Like and share it whenever you find it. Don't forget to like the stream before you go. If you've watched this after we've been live, thank you for sitting with me for 90 minutes while I've done this. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.